Yo, what's going on, guys? It's me, UpRyZe Reflex, and today I'm back with another video, and you already know it's going to be a banger video, so make sure you go down there and click that subscribe and like button if you guys haven't clicked it yet. But yeah, today's video, like you guys already saw from the title and the thumbnail and all that good stuff, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make thumbnails, and I've done videos similar to this in the past, but I feel like I really need to update it, because like, the last one I did was like 3 months ago, and that thumbnail was complete, utter garbage. Like, if you look through my channel and you scroll down, because I have like so many videos, I have like almost 300 videos by now. Like, you just see my thumbnail transformation like a bunch, and I feel after making like over like 200 thumbnails, I've gotten kind of decent at it. So I think aside from that, I think my thumbnails have improved a lot. And the website I'm gonna be using for this video is called befunky.com. I'm gonna leave a link to it in the description down below, so just go click on that or just search it up. It's really easy. befunky.com, and this is the first one that appears. And make sure to resize your thing to 1280 by 720, which is like the YouTube thumbnail size. And in this video, I'm gonna be showing you guys 2 different styles of thumbnails. I'm gonna be showing you guys how I make thumbnails without any text. Like, these are not gonna include any text. Basically all the thumbnails that I've been making recently. And as well, I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make a style with like just pure text and just focus like on the fonts and like the vignettes or whatever it's called, and like the border and all that stuff. So I'm gonna be showing you guys those 2 different styles, and hopefully I show you guys enough so that at the end you can create like your own kind of style. So if you want, maybe combine them, like if you want to make something focused like on the image but as well with some good text. Alright, to start off, since it's like the easiest one, I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make this one right here, the one with no text, or technically no text. This one has text because it has the fish clan thing, but just I got that as a logo and just like a regular image. Alright, so starting off, let's just black this out because that way we're gonna start clean, fresh. Alright, so starting off, we want to create a background, because I just basically use a screenshot. We played a game versus another team, and I'm just gonna use a screenshot of the game we had. Alright, there we go. I'm not gonna focus too much on it, so it doesn't really even matter that much like what kind of placement it is. Like, you could barely see it like in the finished product, as you guys can see here. Like, you could barely see it. Alright, so we have our backdrop, and that's pretty simple to do. Like I said, you guys could get a screenshot, you guys could get something from Google, maybe like you could like post for a thumbnail or something. Alright, you got that. Now what I like to do normally, like you can see in this part, that I like to put like the background like pretty dark, because it's not like the biggest emphasis. Unless you are posing for them, though, you're not gonna want to do this, but that's a kind of like a different style. My style is to black it out, or like make it at least a lot darker. So you could grab basically any image you want, grab any image, and just go over here where it says color overlay, switch it to black, intensity 100%, and make the opacity about 45, and you see how it's like a lot darker now. You can increase this by a lot. You can make it like I'm just gonna leave it around 50, not 50, 51. Now let's just grab a line. You can download this basically on Google, and just search up line PNG and just download one of them. But yeah, here's a line. Let's just grab this one, and we faced it the wrong way. And normally I use this line to separate 2 different images. Like, I'm gonna throw up some examples on the screen. So if you guys want to do that, that's really simple. Just basically grab another image that you want, place it here, and then just move it backwards. So I'm just gonna move that behind the blackness, and that looks clean. Like, that actually looks pretty good. That could be used as a thumbnail already, but you know, it's still pretty simple for us, and that's not the whole basis. So now let's just add this versus kind of thing. And stock images like this, you could just search up on Google, just search up versus PNG, and it should pop up. So that's pretty simple to do, and I just centered it with the line because it looks pretty simple, clean, and it goes really well. It's also like in the middle of the screen, so it fits perfectly well. Now let's just grab the UpRyZe logo, and then we're gonna do the fish clan one, which is actually a text. I know I said we weren't supposed to add text, but fish clan is like, they're pretty trash, so they don't have a logo, so I had to make this for them. But it's just a font long shots, so just write fish, and let's just lower this down here. Now let's change this to pure white, I believe it was. Ooh, okay, maybe a little bit darker, maybe a little bit less. Let me see what kind of blue it was. Alright, let's just copy it from here. Whoops, boys. Alright, there we go. And just take off the black because we don't want it. It just looks a little bit cleaner, at least in my opinion. Take off the black in this one as well. Alright, basically that's all I added to the thumbnail, but like if you go back to this one, you see it looks a lot better. Like, ooh, there's like extra little things. Like, you see blue over here, you see red over here, you see like kind of like a, I don't even know what's called, a highlight kind of. So we still need to add some stuff, and I just realized we probably need to make this a little bit darker. But yeah, the next thing, I wasn't prepared again, my boys. Alright, the next part for this thumbnail is you need to get this little white thingy. Now I'm gonna leave a link in the description down below. It's gonna be like the first one. I'm just gonna call it like white highlight, so you guys can go down there and download this. Basically, it's just a white circle kind of thing. It's kind of like a sun thingy, I don't know, but this is one of my favorite tools to use, like in general, like for all my thumbnails. It's really important in my thumbnails, and I basically use it in every single one of them. So one thing you guys can do is make it a lot bigger than it is right now. Make it about that, like the size of like from top to the bottom at least, and then just scooch it over here, just scooch it over there, and just add it right there. Just add it right there. And I don't know, to me that looks a lot cleaner. All right, so that's how it looks with it. I'm gonna take it off. Like, I don't know, it just looks better, doesn't it? Like, go back. To me at least, it looks better. So that's one of the parts I added to the thumbnail. You guys can probably see it there, you know, a little highlight, so you can, it's barely noticeable. But yeah, now just go ahead and duplicate and make it a little bit smaller, because we don't want it too big. So we want it around this kind of area. So kind of, let's try to center it. Okay, we found that. That line basically means that it's centered to whatever. That line basically just means it's centered to the text. So that's perfectly centered. Okay, now what we want to do is right here where it says blend mode. This is really important. Go down to right here where it says overlay. Boom. And it just disappears. It disappears completely, okay? Now what you want to do is you want to go to over here. You want to go to the color, just play around with it. And then just start moving down to like a blue that you like. And then move the intensity to 100%. And there you go. That's how I finished. Or maybe I should move it down. You can still mess around with it now that. Alright, there. I kind of like it there. Okay, maybe make it a little bit darker. And that just makes it look a lot better. Like, it helps the text look better, because like it makes it like different shades, and the back just looks a lot better as well. Okay, then just do the same thing, duplicate, and bring it over to this side. And if you can't see, if you lost it, go to normal. If you lost it, okay. Alright, we know where it's at now. Alright, now go back to overlay, and we don't want blue on this side, we want red, you already know. So just add a red that you like, and just add it. And this one, we don't want it on top of the text. This one we do want it on top of the text, because it adds the cool effect to it. But this one we don't want it, so just move it backwards. Oh, maybe again. Maybe again. Maybe one more. Maybe another one. Maybe one more. There we go. Okay, now it's behind the text, so you want to make sure it's behind the text. Now it just adds that little red glow, and then this one has a blue glow, and it has a little highlight, and then boom, the thumbnail is done. So that's basically step by step how I made this exact thumbnail. Hopefully it taught you guys a couple of things. Hopefully it taught you how to use this little glowing thing that I don't even know what it's called, and hopefully you guys learned how to use the line. I honestly like to use the line a lot. It helps separate two different images, and you saw how I use two different images. Like, you could use this for anything. So I hope you guys enjoy that kind of style. But yeah, that's the first style, but we still have another style to learn about. So let's hop over to a new fresh page. So the final product that we're gonna make is gonna look something like this. But starting off, we have to do this part first. So we have to kind of do two kind of steps. So starting off, we have to make kind of like our text thingy separate from like the actual thumbnail, because there's like a cool trick that I like to use. So we're gonna make this part first, but just want to black it out because we're gonna start fresh, and I'm sure you guys how to get to that point. So then go to text, and they have like quite a bit of good text. Like, if you go back to my thumbnails, I used to use Beba's New a lot. Like, it just looks really cool. Reflex is a cool kid. But I honestly like this font a lot, but I was like using it way too much, and it's pretty simple, and I mean it's pretty professional looking at first, but I kind of got bored of it, and you know, I was using it way too much, so we had to change it up. So I went to go actually download a lot of new fonts. So the first one that I downloaded was Uranium or something like that. I'll leave in the description down below the links to all the fonts that I got. They're all completely free to use. So basically the title of the video is going to be how I make the thumbnails. So let's just label it how I make. And then the second part, when you use a different font. Alright, and also another thing you could do is, like, if it's like over here on the right side, you can just go here to options and center it. So now what I like to do is I like to add spacing to it, because like that it just looks pretty close. Like the font looks nice like that, but I like to space it out sometimes. So go over here and space it out. I think 3 is too much, but I think 2 is just like the perfect amount. Like, it's just like perfect. It makes it look a lot cleaner, more professional. Alright, then you could just duplicate this image and write thumbnail. Actually, thumbnails. There you go. And we're gonna make this one bigger because it's like the focus. It's just one word. The top was multiple words, but this one's just one word. And that right there honestly wouldn't look bad, and you guys could do that if you guys want to. If you guys want to like the same fonts, whatever, you could do that, and you could arrange it like in different modes. Like, you can make it like, you could put it to like the right, like just make it a little bit smaller. You can make it to the left. You can basically do whatever you want. I like to kind of center them at most of the time, but let's just like kind of be different and move it right here. I move this one a little bit more that way. Alright, so that's like a good placement for it, but I don't like how this looks, you know, like I like the top one looks really professional, but I want the bottom one to be a little bit more crazy, to pop out more, to get people's attention. So we're actually going to be switching it to True Lies, at least the bottom part. The top, leave it because that looks professional, looks nice and clean, but this one you can kind of change it up, but it's a little bit too big. There we go, and that just looks like 10 times better, at least in my eyes, and most graphic designers would say that. Now I'm just gonna work with the placement. So let's make it about there. And you know what? I'm actually gonna switch it to 3 spacing because I just think that looks a little bit better. So let's move it to 3 spacing instead of just 2. Okay, now I'm pretty happy with that, okay? Alright, now is the fun part because you get to play with colors, and I just love playing with colors. Like, it's like the funnest thing. So just move it on to the brightest one, and you can leave it at that if you want red. Like, you could just scroll down here and like you can see all the amazing colors. Like, yellow doesn't look bad. The best colors to use are like the bright ones. So like red would be good to use. Like this kind of yellow would be good to use. Green would definitely be good to use. Blue would be nice to use. Pink would be good to use, and then back to red. So we're gonna use blue again because I don't know, I just like blue a lot and it's one of my favorite colors. So let's go over here to blue. So basically that's what we got so far, but we need to make it a little bit unique, you know, make it kind of different. So we're gonna be using this thing again, the highlight thing, because you know it's one of my good friends. I'm gonna be doing like a similar thing that we did to the fish one. So go over here, make it an overlay, bam, and it just makes it look a lot better. Like, let me show you guys how it looks without it. Boom. Alright, simple, just one color. Boom. I don't know, it's really subtle, like you could barely tell it, but it makes a huge difference.
Silky Pete.
Alright, now we're going to be using this that we just finished making and making it into something that looks something like this, which I think looks really clean and stands out a lot. Alright, so we're going to start off step by step on how to make something that ends up looking like this. So let's black this out again because we're going to start off from the beginning and show you guys step by step how to get to that point. First off, we want to get the background. So you could do like a pose or something, but I'm just going to be using this screenshot. And then just click flatten images, that's really important. And then go over here to edit, which is something we haven't used yet. And go here to where it says blur. And since we have text that we don't really want to see, just make it like 100% blur. And that itself doesn't look bad, but we want to make like the edges maybe like a little bit different. So you can go over here where it says paint, and you can move the brush size. Let's make it like a pretty big amount. So let's make it like a pretty big size, and then you can make it hardness a lot or not. Just make it really minimal. Just make it about 20, 23, 25-ish. Alright, and then just do the edges a little bit. That way you can see the edges a little bit more. Go over here, you know, just like that, just easy, okay? And other things you could use this for is like if you want to just like, you know, highlight kind of like your body, whatever, or like the main part of like the thumbnail, and then just make like the background blurry. You can also use that for that. So that's why I'm showing you guys that technique. All right, now we're gonna add the text that we made. So this beautiful kind of text that we made. So now just make it bigger here. All right, then where you like the placement, go over here to where it says blend mode, and click right here where it says lighten. Basically, it's gonna get rid of all of the blackness around it. So now you just have your thumbnail, okay? And that doesn't look bad. Oh, and I forgot one thing. I forgot to add like a little darkness to it. So just add this, make it black. We did this last time as well. We did this in the last one. So just add that and then make it like 20. And then just play around with it. Alright, there, I like, now the text pops out a lot more and it looks really nice. Alright, something else that you guys can do is just duplicate it, make it like a lot bigger than like the actual one that it is. Alright, now once you have it like where the placement you want it, I know right now you can barely like tell where it's at and all that good stuff, but go over here to where it says opacity and move it down like a lot. And make it about 10-ish to 11. I'm just gonna make it an 11. That way you could barely read it, but you could still see it. Like, you could still kind of see it. And you can change the size if you want. You can make it a lot bigger. You can make it smaller. Whatever you want to do. Now let's just add a border, which I will have the link to download it in the description down below. So basically, it's just this, and you guys could download it. And basically just place it right here. So that's basically good. And if you guys want, you guys could align it to the middle, to the center, and all that good stuff. And then just go color overlay, and you could honestly do whatever you guys want with this border. You can make it red, you can make it green, you can make it blue if you want. I really like to keep it on white. I don't know why. I think it looks super simple, especially for this kind of thumbnail. I like to keep it at white, but you can make it whatever. And also another thing that I used to like to do a lot, do this thing called overlay, which makes it look kind of like that, makes it kind of look transparent a little bit, but you can still kind of see. And what I used to do is I used to duplicate it twice to make it a little bit more prominent right there. But now we're gonna be using this thing again, because this thing is just, it's just always in all my thumbnails. Like I said, it's really important and I use it a lot. So we're gonna grab this again and just place it somewhere around here. Doesn't have to be in this, doesn't have to be right in the center. It could be somewhere over here or something like that. So just make it like pretty big. And now I just change the opacity to it to make it a lot lower.
I can't trust nobody, I'm feeling lonely. I wanna live like Sosa, but feel like Tony. I swear the six feel like the guys, I smoke like a Rasta. It's just me and my partners trying to get our guapo. And that's the mission, 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 that's the mission. Heard through the grapevine my name been ringing bells. I got a little buzz, but I'm still not doing well. I swear the six is full of demons, just like I live in hell. Say you love me, better mean it. You lying, I could tell. You pussy, I could smell. This and they say I'm dissing. These niggas phony. It's shots up, no women, no children. I feel like Tony. Can't trust niggas, I'm like fuck niggas. Even my family, my cousin, he's sniffing coke. I wanna be so. I can't trust nobody, I'm feeling lonely. I wanna live like Sosa, but feel like Tony. I swear the six feel like